Ready?
Hi guys, it's Ashton here. So I'm just going to do a few minute mini tutorial about planks and planking, just because one of the most common complaints that I get from people, especially women, is just pain in the wrists and also in the elbows and shoulders when they're holding a plank for quite a while. Okay, so the first thing we want to try and look at is the placement of the hands. Okay, so you want your hands to be directly underneath the shoulders here. Okay, so this is so you've got your arm nice and straight to support your weight here. Okay, and then we want to try and make sure that the fingers are spread, so we've got as much surface area on the floor to grip as much as possible. And then the next thing we want to look at is the angle of your elbows and your hands as well. So because us ladies are quite flexible, and maybe some of us have like little arms, sometimes what's easiest to do is to place our arms in this way, like this. Okay, so can you see my elbows like sort of turn in a little bit? So this is when we lock our arms. Okay, so we rely on the locking of the joint to keep ourselves up. But this can make the plank very painful for us after a while. So to make sure that we engage all of the muscles in our arms, we want to just try and make sure that we don't lock our joints. And we can see whether we are just from the angles of our hands. Okay, so if our fingers are pointing outwards a little bit, maybe try just moving your hands so that the fingers point forwards, and also turning the elbows in a little bit so that we really have to engage the muscles properly in the arms. This will also help you build strength properly in the arms, all right? Okay, and then coming into the full plank now. So we can always try and warm up first in the wrists before we go for the full thing. Okay, if you want to start with your knees down, that's cool as well. So you can start by just moving the weight forwards and backwards, and also side to side, just to warm the wrists up, maybe drawing circles with the shoulders as well. It's a really nice warm-up exercise to do. Okay, and then when we come into the full plank, we want to make sure that we push the floor away with the hands here, grip the floor nice and strongly with the fingers and the palms. Okay. Want to keep the neck neutral, so as we get tired, the head might start to dip. Just want to be conscious of it and try and keep the neck neutral all the way through. And even though we slightly squeeze our glutes, we don't want to rely on just squeezing the glutes. We want to make sure that our abs are fully engaged as well. Right. So they're my top tips on avoiding wrist, elbow and arm pain when holding a plank, and this will really help you out in our arm balance workshop in my next retreat as well. So I really hope you found this tutorial helpful. Cheers guys!